His wallet.
Yeah. Everyone, welcome back to ChaatNChat. My name is Josh.
My name is Miguel.
And we are watching Amaran. This is part 3. And if you haven't watched part 1 or part 2, you can go catch up by clicking the playlist that's in the description of this video, where you can watch part 1 and part 2 and then join us here for part 3. And if you're interested, after the movie, we do a breakdown, review, rating. How do we like it? How did you guys like it? Let us know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing, sharing, and upvote the video by slapping the like button.
44RR oda area of responsibility தாண்டி வெளியில போனோனே கமாண்டருக்கு நான் ரைட்டிங்ல எக்ஸ்பிளனேஷன் கொடுக்கணும்
சார் நான்
என்ன ரீசன் வேணும்னா இருக்கட்டும் rules are rules understand Maddie.
Please send your children to schools and colleges. Only education, democracy and employment can change your lives. Indian Army is here.
Is this like punishment to go do outreach? I mean, outreach is cool. See, outreach like that helps a lot, I think, you know?
பசங்க யாரும் லீவுக்கு போக முடியாது மைக்கேல் சொல்லிடுங்க we have to be alert and intelligence team ஓட டச்ல இருங்க மைக்கேல்
What? Wow. Are you kidding? That seemed so careless. Like if a gun is jamming like that, you don't
And you don't point it in any random direction.
military hospital admit பண்ணா சைஃப் தான் மிஸ்ஃபயர் பண்ணான்னு தெரிய வரும் அவனை கோர்ட் மார்ஷல் பண்ணுவாங்க ஷிஃப்ட் மீ டு கேரளா
சார் எவ்வளோ ட்ராவல் இவ்வளோ டிஸ்டன்ஸ்
நான் நல்லா தாண்டா இருக்கேன் தமிழ்நாட்டிலேருந்து நீ நான் ஆர்மிக்கு வர்றது பெரிய விஷயம் இல்லைடா சைஃப் காஷ்மீர்லேருந்து வந்திருக்கான் அவனை பார்த்து இன்னும் 1000 பேர் ஆர்மிக்கு வருவான் அவன் சர்வீஸ் ஒரு நல்ல எக்ஸாம்பிளாக மட்டும்தான் இருக்கணும்.
Oh man, what a dude, right? Like he's going to that extent to save him from a court martial. I mean, he should probably still get court-martialed.
It was just a minor surgery, nothing to worry. The spine is very close. You're lucky. Onnu agala, grace of God.
Uncle, இந்த மாதிரி ரிஸ்க்னால தானே எனக்கும் இந்துக்கும் மேரேஜ் ஒத்துக்கல நீங்க.
You rest. I'll see you later. ഒരു ആർമിക്കാരന് എൻ്റെ മോളെ കൊടുക്കില്ല എന്ന് ഞാൻ പിടിവാശി പിടിച്ചു എന്നുള്ളത് സത്യമാണ്. പക്ഷെ ഒരു ഓഫീസറിന്റെ വീട്ടിൽ വന്ന് എൻ്റെ മകളെ ചോദിച്ചപ്പോൾ I was defenseless. I couldn't say no.
நீ லீவ்ல வரும்போது பார்க்கலாம்னு சொல்லி சொன்னேனே.
நைனா அதில் நான் பார்க்கறதுக்கு ஒன்றும் இல்லை அங்கே இருக்க போகிறது நீயும் அம்மாவும் தான் நீங்கள் பார்த்து ஓகே சொன்னால் எனக்கு ஓகே தான்
சரிடா நான் பார்த்துட்டு சொல்றேன்.
பை.
It's such an easy, quick conversation.
Yeah, if you like it, take
if you
it.
like it, buy it.
Hello.
Hello, Arshukutti. How are you?
I'm fine, Appa. How are you?
Appa is very fine.
நீங்க ஏன் அப்பா எப்பவுமே தூரமா இருக்கீங்க? மூன் தெரியலையே அப்பா.
அப்ப மேல போய் பார்க்கறியா? தெரியும்.
ஐயோ அப்பா அம்மா.
அம்மாட்ட நான் சொல்லிக்கிறேன்.
Oh no.
அப்பா மூன் அழகா இருக்குப்பா.
அழகா?
உனக்கு தெரியுதா?
சூப்பரா தெரியுதே.
மூன் பாட்டு பேசினா உங்க குரல் கூட பக்கத்துல கேக்குதுப்பா.
Oh.
I was hoping he would visit him, since he was kind of down that way.
Well, if you're injured, you usually get some time.
Yeah.
ഹർഷി നീ എങ്ങനെടി മേലെ പോയേ അവിടെ നിക്ക് അത്രയ്ക്ക് പേര് ആളോ നീ
Hoy!
You thought the little girl was gonna fall from the roof,
I
didn't
thought
you?
well,
That would have been horrible.
Well, I was like, I mean, he just got shot, and I was just like in that vein. Bad things.
മുകുന്ദേ ഇത്ര പെரிய ബാൻഡേജ് പോട്ടിருக்கு ഒന്നുമില്ലാന്ന് പറയുന്നത്
What? Put the kid down. Don't scare the kid.
എന്തിനാ ഈ ബാൻഡേജ് പോട്ടത്
ஒண்ணுமே இல்ல ஒரு லேசான புல்லட் உண்டு
ബുള്ളറ്റോ என்னடா சொல்லுது காணிக்க இப்ப காணி
ஷோ வேணா உங்க அப்பா கிட்ட கேள் அவரே சொல்வார்
டாடி கரியோ எல்லாம் மறக்குதல்ல இப்போ
Oh, jeez.
ஏதாவது ஆயிருந்தா என்ன பண்ணும்
அதான் எனக்கு ஒண்ணுமே ஆகல இல்லடி
ஒரு நிமிஷம் கூட நிம்மதி இல்லடா ஒரு நாள் சொல்லு ஒரு நாள் ஏதோ ஆபரேஷன் சொல்லி போனே எடுக்காது. திடீர்னு ஒரு நாள் குண்டடிப்பட்டு வந்து நிற்கும். வந்து ഞങ്ങളെ വിട്ട് ദൂരമായി ഇരിക്കുന്നത് കൂടെ ശരി, സേഫ് ആയിട്ടാவது இருக்கிறது ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് വേണ്ടി.
That's his job, is to keep you safe and the country safe. You know, that's soldier's job.
என்ன ஆனாலும் நீ அழக்கூடாது. ஆக்சிடென்ட், ஆம்பியூட்டேஷன், டெத், இன்ஜுரி எதுவாக இருந்தாலும் சரி, என் பொண்டாட்டி யார் முன்னாடி அழவே கூடாது.
ആര് മുന്നാടി തന്നെ അഴக்கூடாது. ഇവിടെ ആരില്ലല്ലേ, ഞാൻ അഴും.
Yeah.
வெண்ணிலவு சாரல்லி வீசும் குளிர் காதல்லி ஆசை வந்து ஆசை தீர ஆடுகின்ற ஊஞ்சல்லி.
He must have had a good amount of time then for the injury to stay home with the family.
அப்பா.
ஹே அர்ஷு, சீக்கிரமா ரெடி ஆயிட்டீங்களா? சரி, நம்ம பைக்ல ரைட் போலாமா?
Oh.
அர்ஷு, இடி மின்னலுக்குலாம் பயப்படலாமா? வா வா வா, அப்பாட்ட வா. அர்ஷு பிரேவ் கேர்ள்ல. அர்ஷு எப்பவுமே எதுக்குமே பயப்படவே கூடாது. ஓகே? அப்பா இப்போ ஒரு சாங் ப்ளே பண்ணுவேன், அது கேக்குறீங்களா? அச்சமில்லை அச்சமில்லை அச்சமென்பதில்லையே.
சார், ஒரு முக்கியமான லெட்டர் கிடைச்சிருக்கு சார்.
இன்னைக்கு நைட் ரீச் ஆயிடுவேன், நேர்ல பேசிக்கலாம்.
ஓகே சார்.
Job is never done.
அர்ஷு குட்டி, பிக் கேர்ள் ஆயிட்டீங்க, ஸ்கூல் போறீங்க, சமத்தா போறீங்களா?
சரிப்பா.
அப்பா ஊருக்கு போயிட்டு வந்துடுறேன்.
அப்பா, உங்களுக்கு நெக்ஸ்ட் லீவ் எப்பப்பா? அஷயா பர்த்டே மார்ச் 17th.
ஓகே.
அப்பா பர்த்டே ஏப்ரல் 12.
ஓகே.
அப்பா ரெண்டுத்துக்கும் வரீங்களா?
தெரியலையே, ஆனா அப்பா கண்டிப்பா ட்ரை பண்ணுவேன். ஓகே?
That's gotta be so hard. I mean, for a kid to try to
Yeah.
understand that,
Yeah.
especially, you know, like other friends and stuff that have both parents home.
முடிகிற டைம்ல எல்லாம் கூப்பிடு.
அப்பா வரேன்ப்பா, நான் வரேன். அப்பா கிளம்புறேன், பாய்.
Yeah, it's rough.
The coming and going, coming and going.
General elections have been announced for Parliament. 10th April Jammu, 17th April Udhampur, 24th April Anantnag. All of them fall under the Anantnag constituency. So April 24th namakku crucial. Masood Azhar has reappeared after 11 years. Anantnag elections unoda direct responsibility.
Sir.
All these company commanders will work under you. You will lead this.
Man, when watching things like that,
Happy birthday Arshia kutti. Bye bye.
oh holy.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Can't talk.
அப்பாக்கு லீவ் கிடைக்கல, நெக்ஸ்ட் லீவுக்கு வரேன்.
இங்க நானும் அம்மாவும் உங்களுக்காக கேக் வெட்டணும். கேண்டில் ஃபூ பண்ணோம்.
நம்ம 2 பேருக்கு 32 வயசு ஆகிறதுக்குள்ள ஒரு குட்டி.
குட்டி എന്താ കുട്ടി മുകുന്ദോ?
ஹா,
அதுக்கு முதல்ல பெரிய முகுந்து வீட்ல.
Oh.
Okay.
how's it going, sir?
Voter turnout is so good this year, sir. This is my wife, Sumaira. She's a polling officer too.
My daughter Maria is 4 months old now. By the time she will grow up, Kashmir will be much better.
Inshallah.
We all hope that's true.
शोपियान के सारे इलेक्शन बॉक्स पैक हो चुके हैं.
सर, इनकी तमिलनाडु को इलेक्शन ला सर.
अगला 4,75,000 को मेला वोट पोले.
Someone's gonna hijack that.
Yeah, their whole thing here is just to make sure those votes get destroyed.
சார், ஜேகே போலீஸ் இது கொடுத்தாங்க சார். ஆசிஃப் பண்ணி டைரக்டா பண்ணிருக்கான் சார். நிறைய சிவிலியன்ஸ் நான் பார்த்திருக்காங்க.
Man, the tensions of that place are so complicated too. It's like, what do you even do?
മുകുന്ദേ, എന്താ ഇതില് കൂപ്പിട്ട്?
பார்த்தவங்களா?
ഇങ്ങനെ
நீ அங்கன, நான் இங்கன.
I hope they have an unlimited data plan.
It's on Wi-Fi.
Gazipatri village the sir. Agi activity confirmed sir. Asif Wani, Shabir Ghosri of Hizbul Mujahideen and Abdul Haq of Lashkar sir. And the Wheatland Kanga sir. Neri hostels Mutchi Venture Kanga sir. Launching an operation, seeking your approval sir.
Team operation ke liye taiyar. Hawaldar Parani, ID, Molotov players, ammo, sab ka.
Again, I'm always so suspect of all of this,
Yeah.
you know, because like, how does he just all of a sudden come out into the open?
I would think that they would have better armored vehicles than what they have.
Sir, the White Village
That
sir.
was getting me
Yaron
really
terrorist ku support
nervous.
padradilla.
Being
So
in
it
the
is stone
truck,
pelters
I was
problem villa sir.
thinking something was going to happen any second.
The stone pelters are the big problem. Is they keep using the public and
There's a shield. Yeah.
I am about to say Papa. Well, I'm never never. I'm not getting my serious cause karma. I am not karne ki.
ये सब मेरे साथ नहीं चलेगा फौजी
Oh, I thought he was gonna take his dad out.
Yeah.
That would have been sick. Like, terrible.
உள்ள எக்ஸாக்ட்டா எத்தனை சிவிலியன்ஸ் இருக்காங்கன்னு தெரியல. அவங்க எல்லாரும் சேஃபா வெளில கொண்டு வரணும். அது வரைக்கும் ஹெவி வெப்பன்ஸ் யூஸ் பண்ண முடியாது. ஸ்னைப்பர் அண்ட் ஸ்பாட்டர் அக்னி வர்ஷா எம்ஜிஎல் எல்லாரையும் ஹோல்ட்ல வைங்க. யார்? ஃபார்ம் கோட். எஸ் சார்.
இந்த வீட்ல இருந்து வந்த ஃபோன் கால் அந்த டவர்ல ரீச் ஆயிடுச்சு சார். ஆசிஃப் அலி வாய்ஸ் ஐடி கன்ஃபார்ம் சார். ஆர்மி ஆஃபீஸர்ஸ் 50 போலீஸ் சிஆர்பிஎஃப் இவங்கலாம் உள்ள வந்தா 250 kg எல்லாத்தையும் பிளாஸ்ட் பண்ணிடுன்னு சொல்றான் சார்.
கம் பேக் गाइस. Jyoti Joginder Vengana Hardeep, evacuate all the villages. Old people, women, kids first.
And if they refuse to leave, I mean, because that's part of the problem, right? Is they.
நம்ம தான் உள்ள போணும் நம்ம மொத்த ஃபோர்ஸையும் தூக்குறதுக்கு பிளான் பண்ணியிருக்கான் நான் உள்ள வரைய ஆள போறேன்
ஒரு ஆள் இல்ல சார் ரெண்டு ஆள் ஐ வில் protect you with my life சார் ஒருவேளை என்ன சேர்த்துட்டா என் பாடியை ஷீல்டை யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கோங்க சார்
It's out of the question.
சார் லெட்ஸ் பி ப்ராக்டிக்கல் சுற்றி 1300 பேர் இருக்காங்க எல்லாமே ஃபேமிலிஸ் நிறைய குழந்தைங்க
I don't like that they keep cutting to his family. Like,
There is no movement. You can start now, boys.
it's setting up something very emotional.
Yes, it. Great distraction.
Oh, it's definitely a distraction.
see, I'm surprised they don't have infrared on.
It's not money. Moving forward.
He's gonna have so many layers of goons in between him
Oh,
and the main guy,
definitely.
and he's
And
gonna
using
use
civilians, right? That's what
he's
these
hiding
people do.
behind them.
Definitely.
He's in the middle of them.
Wow. That was the fastest thinking.
Secure hostages.
Yeah, because if they were upstairs, you think they'd be firing through the windows.
Maddie, our explosives activate பண்ணிட்டான்.
Intel from hostages.
I've asked for reinforcements.
Come back now.
Repeat. Come back now.
I'll save your life I can and come back, sir.
அவனை இன்னைக்கு வீடு வைக்கூடாது
Well, if he's in there, he'll blow himself up, right? Which, I mean, I get saving the
Maybe.
civilians if you can.
And why hasn't he brought in, like, I mean, once they get some of them out, they can really just start doing more.
Yeah, using the civilians.
Yeah, they're scum. Yeah, see, he's behind a
Barricade.
bullet barrier. Have to throw a hand grenade that way.
What are you, a tactical officer now? Oh yeah, dude, you don't want to go hand to hand with Indian Army, man.
I beat your brother. I think I can probably beat you.
Sir, exactly 240 seconds for IED to explode. Hit them from hostages, sir.
Oh.
Jeez.
You know, if he can. Did he kill him?
I think he did. Do the kill shot and run.
Yeah. Confirm the kill. Shoot him. Confirm kill and run, dude. No bullets left. Knife? Something? Go, don't stop. Go. What's gonna blow? Is the whole building gonna
I
blow
don't know
up?
what's blowing.
But I kind of feel like you need to get away from the building, right? Was he shot when they were falling down the stairs?
Maybe.
Just above the
என்னால நம்ப முடியல சார்
bulletproof vest.
என் மேலே புல்லட் போட்டிருக்கு
Yeah, all of those just firing indiscriminately. Wait. Oh,
Put some pressure on it.
Pressure.
You're gonna bleed out. Like cover, put pressure.
They don't have the injection bullets. The plugs.
Hang on, buddy.
No, if they're not doing that sort of stuff, he's gone. Yeah, he's not surviving that.
Inform his family.
Less than a month away from his leave, too.
She was sleeping so soundly.
മോളെ നീ ഉറക്കായിരുന്നോ
എന്താ ചേട്ടാ ഇത്ര നേരത്തെ വാ
നീ അറിഞ്ഞോ
എന്താ മുകുന്ദൻ എന്താ
got hit last night.
ബുള്ളറ്റോ അവനിപ്പോ എങ്ങനെയുണ്ട് ഏത് ഹോസ്പിറ്റലാ പോയത് അയ്യോ ഹർഷി അവളെ എടുപ്പിക്കട്ടെ
എന്തു പോയി
പോയെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ
പോയി
ബുള്ളറ്റ് കൊണ്ടാൽ അവൻ അങ്ങനെ പറയൂ അവനൊന്നും സംഭവിക്കില്ല നീ നിക്ക്
I don't like this part.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Hindu. We failed him.
I know he could have got out too earlier, but he was committed to saving all the.
His wallet?
Yeah.
இது சந்தோஷமான கதையா சோகமான கதையான்னெல்லாம் நீங்கள் முடிவு பண்ணிக்கோங்க பட் இது கதை இல்லை இதுதான் என் லைஃப் அண்ட் இன்னைக்கு நான் ரொம்ப ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமாக இருக்கேன் பிகாஸ் டுடே இஸ் அ வெரி வெரி ஸ்பெஷல் டே
Statue of him too.
அப்பாக்கு next leave எப்பமா வரும்?
And as a kid, that little, she probably doesn't understand anything going on right now.
There lived a man who loved me with all
Just got goosebumps. Wow. You know, and when she was filming that with her iPad, I was really hoping that the reason she was doing that is because it was going to be like some credit thing of the actual video, and it certainly was.
Yeah.
And that was
nice.
Okay,
so you guys make me cry.
It was good. It was emotional. It was heart touching because getting to see a movie like this that's paying tribute to someone that was such a stand-up guy, honorable, good family man, good dad, good husband, good son. He was an amazing person they showed, here. And I mean, this is one of many stories of soldiers that have this sort of family life, and it's hard to see, but there's where someone has to go defend the country, and it's their highest honor to defend the country, but at the same time they have this family life that they have to balance, and it can't be easy.
Yeah, and we see it even with other roles, firemen and policemen, lots of different professions like that where people just devote their life. And and this one is fantastic example of that. And and unfortunately he and his family paid the ultimate price. Fortunately, he always said, even no matter what happened, it will be okay. And okay is a relative thing, but he prepared everybody for that, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't sugarcoating it at all whenever he talked to his wife, and even when he was leaving for training on the train, and he's like, look, if I die or something like that, and then they were like, don't talk like that. He's like, no, it's a possibility, just like telling you it's a possibility. And and he never sugarcoated. Anytime he came home for leave, talked to his wife and all that sort of stuff, he's just like, look, there might be a day. But as he was telling, and this is one thing that I really liked, the part I really liked about the movie is when he was talking to, I think, his father-in-law before they got married, he was talking and saying that you're never guaranteed a certain amount of time, so with the time that you have here, you try to do what you can do, and you play the role before your ticket is called, right? To go back. And so it's like, for him, his role in this world is to be, defending his homeland, his country, defending the people of the country. And, and you're never guaranteed. I mean, there are some soldiers that grow old and retire and all that sort of stuff. And then there's some soldiers that unfortunately don't make it home. And you just, you do the best you can do, and you try to be the best that you can be. And, but there's no guarantee what's going to happen in regular life too, right? Because like someone could just be walking down the street and get hit by a car, and they could be in their mid-20s or something like that, and just got married, and they have the whole life ahead of them, and then taken out, like that. So you never know. But I like what he said, is that you tried to do the role that you have here before your number comes up. Something like that.
The role that you have, and live it to the best that you can with those that you really care about. And I think the thing that I really like about this was that this was just, they were so in love. And
they were from like first sight. I mean, the way this was told, it was like upside down with the shades on. He pulls the shades down. He's like, what? Like, who is that? Like, he was immediate.
So I think that's what really grounds the whole entire movie for me, is that there's this love theme, and their closeness and their playfulness with one another, and making the best of his role in life. And she was willing to commit to that, and I think that's pretty impressive. So, and while his mom complained every single moment she could.
That's what moms are for.
Exactly. But she fed him anytime he showed up, man. She made sure she fed him, and that was good. I love that.
You need to eat more.
You need to eat more. You already lost 10 pounds just in a week.
Acting, though.
The acting.
Sivakarthikeyan, I did not expect that caliber. I mean, I don't know, like, this is only the second movie I've seen of him. I did like him in Doctor. I thought he was extremely good in Doctor, but this is a very different role. Like, this role, I mean, in Doctor, he faced his love life, the character faced his love life with the same way he'd face a crisis. He had the same kind of like stern sort of like, straightforward, clinical thinking, rational, all that sort of stuff. And so really, even like his love story was like very clinical about the whole like dynamic. Where here, it was like a whole nother level. Like, he had his military life and his duty as like when he was his officer role versus like soldier role versus son role, husband role, dad role. I mean, he played it all so well and very convincingly. Like, I felt like the love he had for his child and his wife and his parents and all that, like just like how he was talking, like his acting went so
Very
far
good.
beyond anything that I was expecting. I expected him to be good because I like I said, the role I've seen him in before was good, but this was next level.
Right.
It was real, and that's what was so powerful at the end. Like watching him like go through all this like turmoil and then end up like on his deathbed. I was like, oh my god, like I can't take this, because he convinced me so much that that's who he is, and that I like felt this big loss when he passed. Oof, and his wife, wow, like that, she was so good.
Yeah.
Like at
And
everything when she had the
you see her
meltdowns.
develop. You see her develop as she, and but she still had that little bit of a young girl in her, when they slept together.
On the phone.
Via chat. I thought that
was very sweet.
It's
Like,
very sweet.
But it's also a callback to, I think a lot of people understand this when you're in a long distance relationship. I mean, here it's a little different because soldier and being away, but I mean, even, in today's modern world, we have things like that, like video chat. But, being in a long distance relationship, if anyone is watching this and has been in a long distance relationship, no matter what's keeping you apart, whether it's just circumstances or school or whatever it is, I mean, I think they can connect with that, with trying to be on video chat and being like, oh, this kind of helps. And then you wake up in the morning, you're still asleep, or he's getting ready, brushing his teeth and stuff. I mean, it was just like a really cute moment. Like things like that just makes this movie very grounded and just makes it feel so much more real, what you're watching. It is, I mean, obviously it is real story, but what I mean is it takes it away from you watching a movie and you actually feeling the life of these characters.
Like when she gave him the phone number and that sound she made.
Or something.
I was like, cute. That was very, very cute, very endearing, and and even him, the way he talked, again, his acting was just so, the voice tones that he used, and it was just very, very nice. Very, very nice, and I like that.
I mean, how he talked with his daughter, like Tamil, like it's a very like adorable sounding language, like how he was talking with his daughter. Like, I don't know, I don't speak Tamil, but it sounded like, and that's the reason too, is like a lot of people ask why we don't watch these in dubbed, even though I understand Hindi and speak Hindi, is because it's like those are the sort of things, like even if the dubbing artist is good and whatnot, it's like you gotta watch these because I don't think it might, maybe it would, I don't know, I didn't watch the dub version, but I can't imagine feeling closer to him than I did while watching his line deliveries and listening to it, and him talking to his daughter. Because it's not just reading, when you're reading, it's almost you hear the tones that he's saying, even though we don't understand Tamil. When we're reading the subtitles, we hear the tone and
you
the
can you can hear the cuteness factor that's added in, particularly when he's talking to his daughter. You can hear the, I want to say, love note kind of tone when he's talking to her, and he's
playfulness and then strictness and then like aggression, like all of the different feelings. It's not just like in one. So I mean,
it's not necessarily the words. A lot of times people, you can tell when someone is angry, even if you don't speak the language. You can tell when someone is angry. You can tell when someone is happy.
And you get the gist of things too, like before, like even if you didn't have subtitles, like a long time ago when I was living in India and I would be watching some of these old classic movies with Dadu, they didn't have subtitles. They were like old movies that didn't have subtitles.
Oh, wow.
And so we'd watch them, and back then my Hindi wasn't as good. So I would be, watching them without any subtitles, but still getting like the gist of the plot based on, and it's the same sort of thing here. Is it's like you get those feelings, and that is what I think is really good actors, if they can really get across what they're saying by how they're saying it, and it crosses language barriers. So I think that was really well done. And the story here, I mean, I think they told a story very well. Like sometimes these biopics can get a little maybe heavy-handed with like very strict and structured and all that sort of stuff, but here it felt like a natural flow. It didn't feel like they were taking something from a page. It felt like that this was a genuine, like, I don't know, life. And that's what it should feel like. It's a biopic. It's about this guy's life and his roller coaster of a life that he went through and all the amazing things that he did. So,
and of course we can't forget that, you know, the other story is the whole Kashmir issue and
Man,
all that.
that
and,
is such a hard
and it's
thing to watch.
It is really hard to watch. And, you know, and as I commented several times, you know, there are elements that just bother me so extremely, you know, where people are being manipulated. They're manipulated and they don't even know they're being manipulated.
Yeah.
And they're becoming part of the problem. And, you know, it just becomes those that are in power or in the puppet master role, you know, they're manipulating it.
Oh,
and,
no, it's all
and,
manipulation. I mean, war is. That's what war is.
And so, you know, it just bothers me, you know, and then when kids are involved and then just innocent people, you know, get hurt and so forth. It's just, it's like, can people just step outside themselves and look at it for a moment? But no.
What would you rate it out of 10?
I'm going to give this a 9. I enjoyed this. Action was good. The story was good. I was intrigued to see it through what was going on, even though I got the impression, okay, I don't think he's going to make it at the end of this. But I was
especially when it was cutting to the family.
Yeah.
And while he was like going in and all that, and it just kept cutting back and forth to the family.
Yeah.
It's
so,
like, no.
So I'm like, yeah, I think it's a great story. And just it's a good date movie. I mean, it's such a good love story.
Well, the love story. I'm like, a date movie? It's a tragedy and I guess, okay, hold on.
Love tragedies can be great movies.
But also it's, you know, something for everybody.
Yeah.
So on a date movie, like there's something in here for everybody. Maybe not kids. There's nothing really in here for kids. Yeah. But that's why it's a date movie.
Yeah,
so there's no kids allowed.
Yeah. So yeah, I would like to give it a 9.
I'm going to give it a 10 because there's nothing that I would change about it. Cool. Now, I mean, personally, I would love to change his story so that he actually did survive, so that I would change about this whole thing, but that's not reality. That's not what happened. So of the way they told this, I wouldn't change anything. I mean, I think they told it really well. I think all the visuals were very good. There were a couple times some of the visual effects kind of like popped to me a little bit, but I mean, like, heck, that's not what this is about.
No,
like it's about the story, it's about this guy's life and all that sort of stuff. So I really fell in love with all the characters and I felt it. I was really hoping the movie was going to end right after they killed the first guy, and I thought he was going to get a medal and then he's going to be good. And that was the first time I thought it was, but then I caught the time and I'm like, wait, we still have like an hour or some of the movie left. What's going to happen next? And then when they showed this next terrorist guy, I'm like, oh man, we got to take this guy out now. And then,
unfortunately, that's what happins a lot of times in those kinds of situations. One terrorist is out and another one comes in.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is that there's a void and then there's always somebody to fill it. And then the second time I thought it was going to end, and I was hoping in a way that it was going to end, is that when he got shot by accident, I thought it was going to end shortly thereafter, and because he was going to be like injured from duty and not able to work anymore, like it was going to hit his spine or something like that, and then he was going to go on just for teaching. Like they would still have him in a position, but he couldn't be in a military role. So I was like, oh, that's going to be great because then he could be with his family and all that sort of stuff. And I mean, it sucks that he got shot and he could be like paralyzed or something, but maybe it keeps him from the battlefront. Like I was acting like his mom. I'm like, okay, now don't go back, you know? And I'm like, don't go back, stay here.
Well,
so,
you know, oftentimes in a lot of military action, depending on your injury and so forth, they may not let you come back.
Right, and I know, I personally know a few people that have here in the U.S. In our military that have been injured, you know, whether it seems minor or major, if they're not deemed fit to continue, you know, then they are on disability, but it's an honorable discharge, right? And so they get an honorable discharge. So that's what I was hoping was going to happen there, because then he's like, oh yeah, and he survived, and he can still walk and all that sort of stuff. But then again, I mean, if that is what happened and he wasn't there, then all those families that were trapped inside that house would probably, because everyone else wouldn't have gone in, and they would have just been like, look, it's too dangerous, too risky, let's just leave it. And who knows what would have happened to those families. So even though it was like this big tragedy that happened to his family, you know, what he did saved many families. And that is the true, I mean, because they're saying like, oh, Kashmir is not part of India and all that, you know, like that side is saying that. But somebody that is not from that land, in fact, he is so far away from that land, from Tamil Nadu, like on the whole other side of the country, that he will still see these families not as these are Kashmiri people. He sees them as his people, his country folk, and he's going to go in there to save them and save these families, even though it's nowhere near where his
and hopefully the families, the people that were saved, get that and actually will tell others, look, he came busting in. They could have just shut up the whole place and we would have just been incidentals. But no, they were looking specifically for these bad people who are using us as shields, and they're saving us, getting us out of the house.
Yeah.
You know, and hopefully they're telling their stories to others so that they, you know, they say, look, these people were scum. They're hiding behind us, using little kids as shields.
Yeah, no.
It's
that's
yeah.
But I mean, how impactful to me seeing something like that and looking beyond just the soldier guy going in and doing this because he thinks that's his duty. It goes way beyond that. And even when he was like thinking of those families, he thought of his own family. And to me, like cutting back and forth, like him thinking of his own family was like, because these are his family as well, like his country family.
Well, and even he was such a good guy. I mean, and a leader. The fact that you can give me an award, but really it's a team thing. And, you know, and he's giving specific examples of this guy did this without doing that, you know, and this guy did this.
No, so he's a great leader because he doesn't, he's leading his team, and his team's accomplishments are his accomplishments. And so getting his team recognized is like, in a way, like gives him fulfillment that he doesn't need that material stuff. So you're right. I mean, just this movie, we could talk about it for so long, and that's why I'm going to give it a 10, is because it was an emotional ride. It got hard there to talk for a little bit. So I apologize, guys, if we don't have much in the cut, because, you know, like these videos, we can really only show you cuts down of when we have commentary, you know, because for copyright, it's very strict. And, you know, we can really only show certain areas if we have reactions, meaning like,
and a lot of times I'm so choked up. I'm like, I'm gonna be cracking in voice and everything.
but really, in truth, I love the movie. It sounds like you really like the movie.
I did.
But, you know, and doing this editing is going to be very difficult because I'd love to show this whole movie to everybody, but it's not about that. These videos are about our commentary, our reactions, and so that's what we are going to bring to you. So yeah, there you have it. Let us know in the comments what you guys thought. It was very powerful. I can understand now why it is getting such good ratings as it is. I mean, I could easily watch this again, and maybe I will without the whole idea with the camera on and all that sort of stuff, so I can just watch it and be fully immersed again in this movie. So guys, thank you so much for joining us here and watching along with us. If you like this video and you want to see more videos like these, then please be sure to subscribe, hit that bell icon, share the video, and upvote it by slapping the like button.